And we're here with Comicpalooza. We are here with legendary, because you are legendary, inker Scott Williams. Scott, how you doing, man?
I'm good. I'm a legend in my own mind, so it must be true.
Well, you just got a few years ago the Joe Sinnott inker.
Yeah.
So you're in that echelon, man.
Yeah. I mean, getting an award with Joe Sinnott as having any connection to him in any way, shape, or form is an honor, and the fact that they gave me a lifetime achievement award, or I mean, it was just like, really? Wait, we're talking Joe Sinnott. This guy is like a legend, and I'm still here just trying to get by.
Because you've been doing this now at least for, I hate to say it, 30 years now?
35, 36 years. Yeah.
All right. Well, I was going younger. We'll go a while.
No, that's all right.
But when you get a lifetime achievement award, and you're like, I've still got
a couple of years left.
You still got a couple of years.
Couple of years.
What is that how does that make you feel, though?
Oh, it's an honor. I mean, most people who get into comics don't do it for the recognition, because usually recognition is not coming. But if a moment drops by and people recognize your work and they see something that they like, then I feel like at that point it's kind of a justification and something I could feel good about, that I've accomplished entertainment. And that's really what comics are all about. It's about entertaining comic book fans, and if actually there's someone who makes some kind of level of recognition regarding that, then how could I think of it as anything other than a plus?
What keeps you going as an inker, or just in the industry for somebody who's done it as long as you have?
Part of it is just the desire to keep getting better, and you pretty much never lose. I would guess if you ever lose that desire to continue to excel, to try new things, that's probably about the time you should hang it up, because there's nothing left, or you're deluded yourself into thinking that you've reached the pinnacle. So it's a big part of just wanting to continually strive to become better. But it's also because I love comics. I grew up on comics. Everybody who's here at this convention, they're all comic book fans. We're all here for the same reason. We love the art form. And the fact that they pay me to draw comics is a plus. I would say they don't pay me well enough, but beyond that, it's a bonus. And I always said the first couple of years I was in the business that I would have done it for free. Now, that part of it may not be true any longer, but it's still the greatest job.
It's a labor of love, right?
It is a labor of love, and it is a lot of hours. It's a lot of working by yourself in a room with you and the page and the ideas, sometimes for 10, 12, 15 hours a day, 7 days a week. It's tough. It can be a solitary job, but again, I don't think we would do it if we didn't love it. And I've weighed the pluses and the minuses, and I keep doing it, so there must be more pluses than minuses.
So you're well known for Jim Lee, but you've also done Mark Silvestri.
Oh yeah.
Lots of people. With Wills and with Mark Silvestri and Jim. And you be honest, which one gives you the best notes? You're like, hey, who's the easiest?
So the first part of your question is who gives me the best? Did you say notes?
Yeah.
None of them give me notes, and that's part of the equation. If I was being second guessed a lot, if people were art directing me, then it probably is not a superb match to begin with. Most of the guys who are good enough and are willing to trust me, they know what I bring to the table, and even if what I end up giving them back is not exactly what they had in their head, at a given point, they've decided to pass on that level of trust to me, and I take it, and it becomes a very kind of synergistic type of a relationship where I'm kind of constantly surprised at what they give me, and they can be surprised at what I give them back, but hopefully, and usually, it's a good surprise, so it works out for everyone involved.
Well, and then who's easier? Who's the easiest? Do you have one?
I mean, I think Jim probably more than anybody at this point, so I have pretty much done everything and seen everything that Jim has to offer, and have had to try to figure out what works, what doesn't work, a little bit of trial and error, right. Trial by fire. So I'm pretty confident in his stuff. I haven't seen Mark in quite a few years, so that would be a learning experience all over again. I wouldn't be worried about it, and I wouldn't be intimidated by it, but it would definitely be like sitting down at the table, considering my options, and then going from there.
What is your dream project?
I've done my dream projects, and that doesn't mean to say that there may not be something kind of around the corner that I hadn't thought of. But I had like a couple of goals as a youngster trying to get into comics. Wanted to do a Batman project. I've done that, done a couple of those. I wanted to get on X-Men at some level for some period of time. I did that. So those are kind of the bucket list items, and I would say they've been fulfilled in pretty robust fashion. So anything after that is gravy.
Okay. And then finally, I guess we got to show this because IG was nice enough to give us this is your original Midnight Ink.
Pencils and inks. Yes.
Pencils and inks. Yes. How long would it? How long did this take you?
That one was pretty fast. I mean, every job, every drawing, every page, every cover has a bit of a life of its own. Sometimes they fall into place really quickly. You see it in your head. It goes down on paper. There's not a lot of complications, and it kind of goes from original vision to final realized piece pretty quick. So I would say this came together in roughly 48 hours from concept to pencils to inks, really fast. I've had pieces that are much simpler than this, you would think, and I'll struggle with for a week or more. And it's just because I haven't unlocked the puzzle of the drawing that's trying to come out. And sometimes because I have not seen it clearly in my head, or sometimes there's something that's wrong with it, and I, being too close to the art, can't quite pick up on what the problem is until I put it down, go away for a couple of days, get some fresh eyes, and realize what the problem is, and make it all better.
Nice. Well, it's stunning. It is absolutely. I mean, your work is stunning
great
in general.
Thanks.
I follow you on Instagram and on Facebook, and like every time I'm like, I need more money because because you're. I mean, the work behind me. Look at like you did the X-Force. You did Batman. It's like it's always like not surprising, but it's like, damn, like that's just good. Like every time I was like, damn, that's good.
Thanks.
Damn. And especially because you did do X-Men, which after Jim Lee set such a high bar on that cover.
Sure.
That people have paid homage to it, but this is like just as good, if not like.
It's just different. I mean, I sort of put the spin of my own stuff kind of in concert with what Jim and I did in the first place. So it was fun. It was a fun piece, a fun idea to kind of revisit.
Yeah, I love it. Jason, you got anything, buddy?
No, I mean, well, actually, you know what I do? For all aspiring artists, what do you tell them? What advice do you give to them?
That's easy. You just draw. It's the same thing I would tell an aspiring athlete. What are you going to do? What are the steps you're going to take to get better? It's muscle memory. It is constant repetition. It is doing it every day. And if you get to a point where you just don't want to do it anymore because it's just too much work or it takes too much time, then it's probably not the gig for you in the first place. I think it sort of self weans itself that the amount of work that it requires to get to the point where you're doing this stuff professionally is pretty intense, and so you better really want to do it.
And final question for me: feet, yay or nay? How much do you hate drawing feet? 'Cause a lot of people out here hate drawing feet.
Feet are fine, no problem.
There you go. That's why the man's a legend. Feet.
Feet.
Apparently, people can't draw feet. Scott, thank you so much. I appreciate
My pleasure,
it.
man.
Hey, thank you,
Thank
sir.
you. No problem. Thank you.
So this weekend is Comicpalooza. Come by. There's plenty of people to meet here. The legend here is gone today, so we got lucky. With that, Jason, Bobby, see you in the funny papers.
Yep.